There is one thing I really admire about the Wheel of Time, and that is like how it builds up to like the main moments and like the dangers of the world. And literally the Dragon Reborn is the main reason for that. Like the Dragon Reborn, after reading like 15 chapters, I now know that, now everything is going down. Like the dragon has been reborn, everything's going crazy. It's like honestly, this series has been a gem to read, and I cannot wait to read more. And thank you guys for being a part of this. So without further ado, let's get straight into this review. Alright, starting off with the prologue. Now honestly, all three books have banging prologues, but they're all so good, man. And this time we are seeing more of the White Cloaks again, and now we are seeing the big boss himself, Perrin, man. So Baia, who actually survived the last war, he was told to keep a distance to watch the whole event and take all the information that's necessary to the leader, Perrin. So now this is all happening, and Baia has brought a bunch of news. So we know that the whole Olmeth Plain, like I'm not sure, there's like a bunch of cities in Olmeth Plain, they are literally at war and civil war with each other, and like there's a bunch of wars going on. The Aiel people are coming out of the waste after like a very long time. There's more false dragon, I think one's called like Mazrim Tain, and well, I'm not sure, but there's more false dragons everywhere. Everything's going crazy, and these are literally signs of the dragon actually being reborn. Now the main thing is he brought that painting where Rand was fighting Baal Zamon, and then he's like, this guy, he's the one that claimed himself the Dragon Reborn. Now his light eyes, his reddish hair was quite visible. Anyways, another thing is Perrin. Like this Baia guy absolutely hates Perrin, and he kept mentioning Perrin's name and then how he's a dark friend, and then Pedronal didn't seem too interested until later onwards, which is very interesting. And now another thing I want to talk about, Baia, he kept blaming the Aes Sedai for destroying the whole White Cloaks, because I think Bornhold, he led a massive army to their death pretty much, and then Baia was like the Aes Sedai were the main reason that he got defeated. And then Pedronal was like, wait, don't these Aes Sedai have like these oaths to like follow, how they cannot kill anyone unless they're shadow spawns and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? Or like hurt or use the one power against them. And this is all because of Egwene. Like Egwene, I understand what you did, but Egwene, look what you have created. Anyway, so Egwene created a mess. Now Aes Sedai are kind of now they really look bad. Like they look horrible right now. Now when Baia left, this is very interesting, bro. There's this character called Jachim Carridin. I'm never gonna say this guy's first name ever again. Carridin. So Carridin, this guy's an Inquisitor. I think a questioner at the same time as well. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think he is a questioner. So he has been summoned, and yo, bro, this guy. At first he was suspicious as hell, man, and then it got confirmed at the end. But pretty much he was asking him a bunch of questions, and then this Carridin guy, he actually blamed Bornhold to be a dark friend prior to the attack before. And I'm like, wait, what? No way, I'm not buying that, because I don't know, honestly I got some good out of Bornhold. I was like, there's no way he's a dark friend, so this guy's up to something. He's playing some politics or whatever. And then he was talking about how the whole Olmeth Plain are like in a mess, and how the Seanchan are not from the across the Arith Ocean. Then I'm there like, wait, what? This guy's like denying everything that I actually thought about in the last book. So I'm very confused with Carridin. Then that's where Pedronal pretty much put this guy on the spot. He was like, wait, if Bornhold was a dark friend, why didn't you go to the battle? And then he was like, well, I have my duties. And he got bare stuff, bro. He's like, your duties? Your duty was to take the whole of Olmeth Plain, not to sit there. And then he was like, you know what, you've got a new task right now. Instead of killing Rand al'Thor, your task is not to kill Rand al'Thor, and your task is to pretty much kill all the Aes Sedai that's after Rand al'Thor. And that pretty much tripped the crap out of Carridin, man. So very interested to see how that's gonna play out. And then after that we got introduced to another interesting character, Ordeith. Like, bro, who is this guy, bro? I'm so confused. Initially I was like, this must be Bors from the prologue of the Great Hunt, but then I'm like, nah, this guy sounds different, it can't be him. So pretty much Ordeith, he knows who Rand is, he knows who Perrin and Mat is. And then when he mentioned Perrin's name, Pedronal was like, wait, isn't that the dark friend that Baia told me about? So now Pedronal is thinking about doing something against the Two Rivers, which is not good at all. So Ordeith, very interesting, not sure what's happening with him. Now we jump to Carridin's point of view. Carridin's walking back to his tent, and literally when he goes in, a Myrddraal is waiting for him. And then I was like, wait, a Myrddraal's attacking the White Cloaks? This is crazy, bro. But no, of course I should have known. Carridin's a dark friend. The murderer was like, wherever my shadow goes, I go too. In his squeaky ass creepy voice, man. God damn, bro. So the murderer, he's no good. The murderer is also pretty angry because apparently Carridin is meant to kill Rand, but then Carridin was like, wait, I can't really kill him anymore. I've got different orders and stuff like that. Then the murderer was like, I'm not buying it. If you don't kill Rand, every month I'm gonna take a blood of yours. For example, a son, a daughter, a uncle or auntie. Every month until it is just him left, everyone's gonna die, bro. This murderer is not playing around, bro. And I'm confused. Does the Dark One actually want Rand to be dead then? I'm here thinking he wants him alive, but I guess not. Now moving on to Perrin's point of view, and he gets a lot of point of views. So anyway, Perrin and the party's waiting for a bunch of, like, they have been waiting for a bunch of women to come and go, but he's not sure how they're getting there, which I'm also thinking, how are they getting there? I still don't know the answer. So here he meets a girl called Leah. She is from the Tuatharan, and she's a tinker pretty much, and then that shocks him, like, why is a tinker by herself? And I'm here asking the same questions as well. And they talk about how her ways are kind of redundant, like if you come against a Trolloc, you pretty much dead, while the tinker kind of counters him and saying, nah, like there's more to us. And then honestly, I feel like Perrin is gonna go in some path with the Tinkers, because later onwards Min does give him a view and I'm like, wait, what? That's very interesting. Anyway, we'll get to that later. So Perrin takes Leia back to the Dragon Reborn's camp. That is so cool, man. They literally have a camp that's named the Dragon Reborn's camp. And that's where Leia wants to meet Moiraine alone. So while she does that, Min comes to Perrin and she pretty much tells Perrin what she is seeing around her. And it's not good. She pretty much sees her dead. Her head being crushed, there's blood all over her. And yeah, Min's viewing is never wrong. And then Loyal came. This part was funny, bro. So pretty much Loyal was talking about the Targaryen, yeah, and then Loyal got shy. He was like, wait, you know that I've been taking some notes, yeah? I think I might actually write a book about you guys, man. That was so funny, bro. Loyal, oh my god, these Loyal moments are so good, man. We also know that Rand and Moiraine has been going at each other. Rand does not like how he has to stay by himself, while everyone in Almost Plain are dying just for him. He absolutely hates it, so that's why him and Moiraine, they've been like fighting a lot. And when Rand gets some time to be alone, Perrin tries to be there for him, you know what I mean? And while they were talking, Rand talks about Saidin. He says how he can see the warm power, but then he can also see the darkness, the taintness that he has to go through to touch it. But he can't help himself, and while he's saying all this stuff, he literally summons an earthquake. An earthquake erupts, like a small earthquake itself, but it's not big, but still, the damage it had done, it pretty much broke Leia's skull. Leia's scalp is like cracked, and then a lot of trees had fallen. Everyone got bruises, not everyone, like a decent amount of people got bruises. So Rand, it might have been an accident, but this guy is powerful. And one more thing I want to talk about is these Shinarians, especially Masima. These guys absolutely love Rand, bro. Like everything Rand does, they think that it must have a reason to it. Like for example, when Rand did that earthquake thing, Masima was like, oh, he's a Dragon Reborn, he must have a reason to do it. So, and then Moiraine, she was telling everyone how the White Cloaks have been behaving weirdly, how they are kind of staying on the back foot this time, which is interesting. I think this comes back to the prologue what the murderer had told Carridin, so that must be the reason. And another thing, they had mentioned the soulless killing like big tall guys with light eyes, so that's not good. Anyone who looks like an Aiel, man, you guys are not safe in this world right now, so very interesting. Also, Moiraine, she sensed that there will be an attack very soon, so everyone needed some rest so they could be prepared for it somehow. So that's where Perrin went to sleep, and then we got a dream. First, Perrin saw a man who told him about giving up his axe, and then Perrin was like, yeah, I want to do it, but not now. And then he saw a girl, and I'm pretty sure this girl might be Selene, but I'm not 100% confirmed. But yeah, she just I think she was talking about the glory that he should have and all that stuff, which sounded like Selene. But the main thing about his dream had to be this sword called Calendor. Yeah, this sword even spoke to him at the end, and yo bro, I was so confused. And then wolves came. Wolves told him that the twisted ones are coming. I'm here like, what are the twisted ones? So very interested and confused at the same time, but the sword is the main highlight of this whole dream. Anyway, now Moving on to chapter 5, which might have been the best chapter in this whole entire read, bro. Now, pretty much when Perrin woke up, the whole camp was under attack by shadow spawns, bro. There was Trollocs everywhere, but they were just going at it. When he got out, he saw Lan already fighting them, Moraine already fighting them, everyone was in action, and Perrin felt like he needed to be in action as well. But then he remembered Leia. He did not want Leia to die from Min's viewing, so he was looking for Leia the whole time. And then when he saw Leia, she was coming out of a tent. She was very confused. Perrin screamed, "Leia, get back to safety now!" But I don't think Leia even heard him properly, so Leia was confused. And then, a Myrddraal came out of nowhere. So Perrin was trying to fight off some Trollocs just to get to her, but then the Myrddraal easily killed Leia. And that is when young Bull had awoken. Perrin was so pissed off he let his inner wolf take over him, man. And one thing that the Myrddraal said, he's like, "After I take one leg of the tripod, the rest will fall." Then, this might have been some of the best fighting scenes I've ever read, man. Perrin went crazy, man. He became so strong. Like the wolf version took over him. He was not Perrin, he was young Bull. That's what he was. He was young Bull. So young Bull, he was fighting the Fade the whole time. The Fade was on the back foot. Young Bull was going crazy, man. So young Bull is extremely strong, man. He was fighting the Fade and he eventually beat the Fade, man. But once he beat the Fade, he was not done. He was not done. His wolf instincts were still there. Like, you know how wolves, that when they kill prey, they go for the hamstrings and the throat? That's what Perrin was doing. He was going for the thighs and then the throat. That's how he was killing these Trollocs, man. He was killing them like a wolf. He was going after one, and when he was done with the other one, he was going after another. He just did not stop killing. He was going crazy. He was on a rampage, man. And then when the wolves drove the Trollocs out of the camp, he could sense them. He wanted to be with them. He could also feel them as well. And then when the battle was over, the wolves, they started howling for the dead, and that's where young Bull did the exact same thing. Young Bull was howling with them, bro. He was mourning for the dead wolves. And then that's where Min was like, "Yo, are you good? Are you good?" And then Lan came in clutch. Lan was like, Good job, Perrin. You fought well." So Lan kind of saved him there. That was very hype. And then Moraine, she was healing every single person who was injured, man. Unfortunately, Leia did not die, and that's like still traumatizing Perrin a lot. So Min's viewing, it's pretty much accurate. You can't run away from Min's viewing. And then Rand was not happy at all. Rand tried to use the one power in that battle, but he just couldn't. He couldn't. That's why he was pissed off at the same time. And then Rand was like, "Yo, I think I've got a wound right here. It's opening up." And that's the wound that Baal-Zamon gave him in the last book. And Moraine tried her best to heal it, but she could not even heal it. To a point, she fainted, man. So things are not looking good at all. Like, nothing is looking good from start to here so far. And just to make it worse, Rand left the next morning. Literally, he dipped, man. Apparently, he's been seeing things in his dreams that kind of indicated that he needed to go on his own. And that's where everyone got really worried. Moraine thinks he is not ready to take on the world by himself yet, so they plan to go after Rand. Now, before they did that, they were talking about a whole bunch of stuff. How Moraine said the Forsaken might be loose, they are dangerous. She was talking about how even the weakest of the Forsaken was stronger than any living Aes Sedai currently. So that's insane. These Forsakens are strong, and we can kind of easily see it in the eye of the world. How at the end, that Forsaken was fighting Moraine and completely overpowered her. So that's kind of not good, man. And then Perrin told Moraine about his dreams, and how when the sword popped up, Moraine was like, "Wait, did you just say calendar?" Because that's like a major sign of the dragon being reborn. Do you know what I mean? So if the place of wherever it's holding calendar breaks, and then whoever proclaims a sword, that's pretty much like a massive sign, like a prophecy to be fulfilled, for the dragon to be reborn. So they all assume that Rand is going to Tear. I think it's in Tear, that where the sword has been held. Moraine also told Min to go to Tar Valon to give the Amyrlin seed a message, but Min does not want to go. She wants to be a part of this, but you can't really have any choices within Aes Sedai. And before she left, she told Perrin something very important stuff. She then told Perrin what she saw around him. These were quite interesting. She saw, like, I think these are from memory, by the way, an Aiel man in a cage, a Tuatharan or a Tinker with a sword. I forgot the rest, but she also said or told Perrin to stay away from the most beautiful woman that he would probably ever seen. I'm assuming it might be Lanfear. But the main thing is a Tuatharan with the sword and the Aiel man in the cage, and the only connection that Perrin has with an Aiel man is Rand. So what does that even mean? He also has like 2 birds on his shoulders or something like that, both female. What does that even mean, man? These viewings may make sense at the end. You know what? We'll leave that to the prediction parts, man. Now, I think Moiraine decided only a few people should go after Rand. So I think it's Moiraine, Lan, Loyal, and Perrin. Only 4 people are going after Rand. So while they were on their journey to like Jarra, Perrin and Moiraine, they have been going at each other the whole time. They've been fighting a lot, and yo, Perrin is actually standing up to Moiraine, which is quite shocking. I thought the only people who would do that is Rand and Nynaeve. So Perrin is now getting on her bad side as well. And once they arrive to the town Jarra, and here in the inn they met this guy called Simeon, and then Simeon was telling them how there was a bunch of weddings here, like too much actually, and then how a lot of things, crazy things have been happening here. And then he also said that Rand had been here as well, and then they came to the conclusion that this must be some Targaryen effect, because wherever a Targaryen goes, they pretty much change a whole bunch of stuff. So like, yo, that's a massive impact that Targaryen can have, to make a whole bunch of people get married at the same time. That's insane. And then and here Simeon also kind of figured out that Moiraine would be an Aes Sedai, so Simeon asked Moiraine, or Perrin to ask Moiraine, that to help his brother. His brother had not been in good condition, and when Moiraine, Perrin and Simeon went to his brother, and yo, this guy was literally exactly like Perrin, if not worse, man. His name was Noam. His eyes were completely yellow, and Moiraine pretty much said that there's no humanity left in him. And Perrin was like, yo, the wolf side completely took over. That could have happened to me in that battle, you know what I mean? And that's where Perrin was like freaked out. He was like, nah, I'm never gonna take that wolf side ever again. And then Perrin also was like, you should set him free instead of being caged, so he can die freely instead of being in a cage his whole life until his last breath. And I'm actually quite surprised with this, because I don't think animal cruelty was a big thing in the 19th century. I'm not sure when this book came out, but I'm pretty sure it was not that big in the 19th century. So it's interesting to see Robert Jordan actually touch on animal cruelty back then. So very interesting and very admirable of Robert Jordan. And then Perrin had another dream. Now this dream was crazy, bro. Perrin, like a whole bunch of people died here. I think this guy who was telling Perrin to go away, he died. And then Lanfear was there as well. Lanfear was not, I think it's Lanfear, I don't think it is, but at the same time I think it is. So pretty much there's this girl that said you should not be here, you'll ruin everything. And then Hopper said that you have to leave right now, you have to run. And in order to make him stay out of the dream, Hopper literally killed Perrin in his dream so he could wake up. Honestly, I'm getting nothing out of these dreams at the moment. I'm so confused, like what is happening, do you know what I mean? One thing, the first guy that I talked about, when he died, like a whole bunch of blood came out, and when Perrin woke up, the blood was still there. So I'm here thinking, bro, what are these dreams? But these dreams are mad crazy. But we know that people who has wolf-like abilities, they should stay away from dreams. They should be careful. That's what Moiraine told him before. And I'm very confused. And then we finally get a Rand point of view, and Rand is being hunted by wild dogs, and Rand used the one power to defend himself, and that's it. That's the only Rand chapter we get. And then we move on to Egwene's point of view for the rest of the part. Now Egwene's party, which is led by Verin, they are on the way to Tar Valon. Now we've got Hirin and Mat with them as well. Mat is extremely sick, he's like being carried there, and then they run into some white cloaks, and bro, this part was so frustrating to read, man. So these white cloaks were led by Dane Bornhold, and then he was like, you know what, you guys can't pass through until you have been questioned. And then Verin told everyone, leave this to me, okay? Let me handle it. No matter what happens, we will get through, okay? So whatever happens, just don't talk. While Bornhold was kind of threatening them, Elayne spoke up. Elayne was like, listen, if you don't leave us alone, I will have my mother deal with you, Queen Morghese. And then Bornhold was like, wait, don't you know that Morghese and the Aes Sedai and like the whole Tar Valon are not in good connection anymore? And I'm like, wait, how did this happen? I'm assuming it's because Elayne disappeared, and then Morghese was pissed off about that, and that's why she's probably annoyed. And then yeah, that's why the White Cloaks didn't buy it. And then Egwene, oh my god, Egwene summoned an earthquake. Egwene literally tried to scare the White Cloaks off by using the one power, and when Egwene did that, Nynaeve and Elayne joined her. All 3 of them were using the one power, and Verin was absolutely shocked. Verin had her mouth drop all the way to the core of the earth. That's how shocked she was. And Verin was like, are you 3 stupid or what? What are you doing? Don't you know the 3 oaths? We cannot use the one power to hurt anyone unless the shadow spawns. What are you doing? And then Bornholm was like, bro, you guys are devils, bro, what are you doing? I thought you guys don't use one power. And then Egwene did something stupid again. She's like, sorry, we had a very long journey from Folmar. And then Bornholm was like, wait, you guys came from Folmar? So you guys were the one who killed my dad's army. You guys were the one who killed my dad. And Perrin was like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill this girl. Perrin was so annoyed, man. Egwene just kept getting into trouble and kept bringing trouble to everyone around her. And honestly, I'm kind of messing with Egwene right now, do you know what I mean? Even though she's kind of making a lot of dumb decisions, this is really enjoyable to read, do you know what I mean? So now the Aes Sedai look even more bad thanks to Egwene. And when they finally arrived in Tar Valon, Perrin said he needed to go back to Shania to report everything that had happened to Lord Agulma. And Perrin was still very angry with the three girls, so she called the mistress of novices, Shirem I think, and then she told Shirem to lock these three up in a room. So that's where Shirem was like, okay, I got you, man, I got you. So Shirem got like one of her few accepted to watch over them, so if they did anything wrong, that's it, man, they're gonna get snitched on. So that's that. And then Perrin took the sack that that was with Matt the whole time, which had the horn of Valia in it, and then she was to present it to the Amyrlin seed herself. Now when Perrin presented the horn to Siuan, the Amyrlin seed, she pretty much told Siuan everything that happened, how Rand proclaimed himself as a Dragon Reborn, and I'm pretty sure Siuan kind of expected that, and she was, I felt like she was also kind of happy that it was him. And then she also told him how Matt was the one who blew the horn, so now he's the only one that can ever blow the horn until I think he does or something like that. So that's why they need him alive or something like that. And then Siuan was like to Perrin as well, tell me also what happened to those three runaways, and yeah, I'm gonna get some punishment for them. So after that, all three girls were summoned to the Amyrlin seed's chamber, and yeah, she was not happy with them at all. I think Nynaeve probably got the worst punishment, how she, as an accepted, she had to do like work of the novices, so she wasn't happy with that. However, some very interesting stuff also happened here. Now, Nynaeve felt like it was unfair for them to be called runaways, or to be called to be associated with the Dark Friends, and that's where Siuan had told everything about Liandrin, how she escaped with 12 Black Argers. So altogether, I think it's 13 Black Argers that had left the White Tower. That's a lot of Black Arger that was undercover this whole time. Now, the main thing here is they took a bunch of, I think, Seangrils and Taungrils, or maybe Ungrils. I'm not sure which one, but they definitely took Taungrils. Which one's the strongest? I think Seangrils the strongest, and Taungrils are the ones that were used for Nynaeve's accepted test. So they took a bunch of those stuff. Now, I have no idea. I know that Taungrils, no one knows how to use them except for people of the Ages of Legends. Maybe the Black Archer knows how to use the Taungrils. That's why she took the Taungrils. So that's my prediction with that. And now the big thing here is Elayne and Egwene. They have been promoted as accepted. Now, Egwene, I understand why, because she's became mad strong after all this demonic training. Elayne, however, I don't recall her doing anything that's massive. Maybe it's just the experience that she had went through, like near death experience pretty much. So maybe that's why she had been promoted to accepted. Now, and then Elayne also asked about Morghese, and Morghese wants her to come back to Caemlyn, but then Elayne was like, nah, I want to stay here and be an Aes Sedai. So that is resolved with Morghese, but Morghese is not happy at all about the whole situation. Now, Nynaeve asked Elayne to leave because she apparently does not want Caemlyn to be involved with the next thing that she's going to plan. That's where she told both Egwene and Nynaeve to hunt down this Black Archer. Now, if you ask me, that is a massive task, bro. It's probably like a bigger task than any full sisters ever gotten. So very interesting. But since Egwene and Nynaeve had all these experiences, Siuan felt like these two were the best candidates for the hunt. Now, she also told them to keep this whole thing as a secret, and that they need to get around their chores and their work as, you know, accepted to hunt down these Black Archers in secret, like I said. And like she also gave her them the Amyrlin seed's letter, where you can literally get away with anything. So, but this letter is only to be used in emergencies only. So, but still, that's crazy. They can literally get away with everything. And like I said before, she did not want Elayne to be a part of this because she does not want to involve Caemlyn into this. And while the two girls were walking back to the novices' quarters, literally a crossbow bolt fired at them and just missed them. I think it just got Egwene's ear. So literally they're under attack, and now they're very cautious. They were both touching Sedai. They were trying to figure out what to do. Egwene was ready to go crazy. She was ready to go mad crazy. But Nynaeve, however, she was very smart enough to use the Amyrlin seeds trick herself against whoever this person was. So what she did was she used air to trap this guy. That is actually brilliant, man. So once Nynaeve confirmed that this guy was trapped, yeah, they went into that room, and then the guy was already dead. He had a dagger in his chest already. Someone had already killed him in that small amount of time, and like, bro, that is so crazy. And then the Mistress of Novices, Sheriam, she came. She's like, what happened here? What are you guys doing? And then Nynaeve, she lied. She's like, we found him here like that. We don't know what's going on. And then that's where Sheriam confirmed that these guys are soulless. Soulless are people who give their souls to the Dark One to hunt down people or something like that. But you cannot tell what a soulless is, you know what I mean? Like, they literally look like regular people. It's so hard to tell who is soulless or not. And then that's where Egwene assumed that the guy who had killed that soulless must have been another soulless, because these guys have no souls, you know what I mean? They only work for the Dark One. And then Egwene went back to her room by making an excuse, and then the bolt was gone. So that means someone had taken the bolt away. And then at the end, Nynaeve was like to Egwene, did you not notice how Sheriam did not ask how that guy got stabbed? She did not even consider that. So that's where the whole part ended. Anyway, let's move on to the predictions. Now, the first one is Sheriam. She might be a dark friend. I think she actually might be a black Archer, man. Because, bro, she's just so suspicious. I think she might have been the one who took that bolt away. And yeah, that bolt away, because I think she was coming from that direction. She must have took the bolt away and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Sheriam, that would be crazy for someone of her caliber to be a dark friend. A black Archer, that's mad crazy. Yeah. I have no idea, bro. The White Tower is literally the Black Tower. Do you know what I mean? The White Tower is literally the Black Tower. It's so dangerous. Like, a black Archer is a force to be reckoned with at this moment. Like, they are powerful. I have no idea, bro. Like, they can literally let anyone in, and not even Egwene is in the middle of them, hunting them down. And Sheriam might be one of them. Oh, is it too obvious? Is it too obvious? I'm not sure if it is too obvious. I'm not sure. Anyway, my next prediction has to do with Perrin and Min's viewing. Min said that she saw Perrin with a caged Elayne and a tinker with a sword. So I'm thinking that Perrin might be the leader of the Tinkers in the future, and he will kind of convince them to pick up violence in a way to protect the peace of the world. Do you know what I mean? So maybe that's another thing. And I think Perrin might betray Rand. He might lock up Rand in a cage or something like that, because which other Elayne is connected to Perrin other than Rand? So I think Rand and Perrin might have some sort of thing going on against each other, because Perrin also multiple times here has said, are we still even friends, or are we still going to be friends? I have no clue what's going to happen. So one more thing, I think chapter 19 is the first time we get to see Matt's point of view, so I'm very hyped about that. So yeah, I cannot wait to dive into the next part and hopefully share it with you guys next week. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. If you liked this video, give me a massive like, comment down your thoughts below. What did you guys think of this part? And most importantly, subscribe if you guys haven't. This has been a journey, and I'm so glad I could share this journey with you guys. So thank you again. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care now. Bye.